Mega Garchomp is coming out this weekend, and is it going to be good enough in Pokemon Go to invest in? Should you power it up? Should you use it as a meta attacker for the Mega Pokemon? Or should you just skip over it, do a few, unlock it, and use other Pokemon in Pokemon Go because they are stronger than it? We will answer all of those questions in this video. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. The Mega Garchomp is a very exciting Pokemon. Once again, the shiny looks fantastic in the Mega form. The regular Garchomp shiny is quite a muted, unimpressive shiny, but the Mega is very impressive, and I'm very excited about this. So, this Pokemon is going to be a Dragon and a Ground type Pokemon. Okay, so Dragon and Ground, both are weak to Ice, which makes it a double weak to Ice Pokemon. But let's check out the stats first before we go into that. As of right now, it's saying that it's going to max out at 6,132, which I think is potentially going to get nerfed, but if it does not, wow, that's a really high CP. So if you are looking for more raid battles, you can head into the Discord and get them totally free. But if you want more premier access, you can jump into the pinned comments below and check out the Patreon. The Patreon will allow you to get into unique raid rooms where you have priority access with other priority trainers that are really optimizing remote raids. So in order to get more of these, you can participate. It's a great way to be able to do that. And if you want to get into the remote raids and get on my friends list and raid with me, you guys can jump into the other tiers in the Discord that are going to be the elite tiers in there. The attack will be 339, the defense is 222, and the stamina is 239. And then on to its weaknesses, which is going to be, once again, double weak to Ice. It's going to be single weak to Dragon and single weak to Fairy. The one cool thing about Fairies is they are double resistant to Dragons, which makes it a much more tanky matchup as opposed to using a Dragon Pokemon, which will be weak to a Dragon. But Ice Pokemon are going to be neutral against it, so they will get hit a decent amount hard, but they are going to take these Pokemon down extremely fast, especially these double weak to Ice Pokemon like all the Dragon and Flyers like Salamence and Rayquaza, or obviously Ground and Dragon. The one cool thing about the Mega Garchomp and regular Garchomp is it's actually triple resistant to Electric, because Ground is double resistant to Electric and Dragon is single resistant, making it triple resistant, which makes these Pokemon against Electric Pokemon extremely powerful. And since Electric Pokemon are going to be weak to Ground and this Pokemon does get Earth Power, it makes it very valuable here. It's also going to be single resistant to Fire, Poison, as well as Rock. And the movesets of this Pokemon for the fast moves is going to be Mudshot and Dragon Tail. Mudshot is going to be an optimized PvP move, and Dragon Tail is going to be an optimized meta attacker Dragon move. As far as its charged moves, it is going to get a bunch of different things. Number one, it gets Earthquake, which is a 1-bar charge, but it still hits very hard. It's going to get Fire Blast, another 1-bar charge move for meta attackers, and it does hit very hard. It will also get Sand Tomb, which is kind of a unique PvP moveset to kind of throw out to bait people. It also does get Outrage, which is one of the top. It used to be the top optimized moveset for Dragon attackers, but now we have Breaking Swipe, which, depending on where you're at, usually can be a little bit better, and it's definitely spammier. But then we have one more legacy move, and that will be the Comde move of Earth Power, which makes this Pokemon extremely powerful. But one thing is that you can't just TM into it. You will have to Elite TM into this. So if you are raiding for and you get 100% IV Garchomp and you really want to use it right now, you can do that. However, also what you can do is just use Earthquake for now until we get some type of day where we can TM into this moveset, potential maybe a Comde or something in the future, because we have seen this happen, and you can save your elite charge TMs. But if you do want to do it now, that is going to be how you get the strongest ground move in the game. So without further ado, what do we do with this Pokemon, and where is it going to stack up for the best moveset? We're going to use the ER value to gauge. It is going to be basically taking how much damage this Pokemon can do per second and how tanky this Pokemon, combining those values and getting an output that we can measure against other Pokemon. So let's start out by figuring out what is the optimal moveset, the strongest moveset for Mega Garchomp and regular Garchomp and Shadow Garchomp in Pokemon Go. At the top overall, we have Dragon Tail and Outrage, strongest moveset on this Pokemon at 55.41. Before we go any further, guys, 55 is a extremely high ER value. Usually I tell you guys if it's above 40, it could be one of the top attackers in its moveset. However, the Dragon category is extremely strong, so we are going to have to keep going here to make sure that it is the top, if it is even the top, because guys, remember, it's got to go after Mega Rayquaza to compete for the top. And in the ground category, it's got to go against that Primal Groudon, so it has some steep competition. In spot 2, Dragon Tail Earth Power, 54. Then we're going to get Dragon Tail Earthquake. Then we're going to get Mudshot Outrage. And the ground moves, it's going to be Mudshot and Earth Power at 50.59. And then if we do want to see it with Fire Blast in the Mega Garchomp, we have Dragon Tail Fire Blast at 47.35, but the strongest Shadow moveset right here, Dragon Tail Outrage at 48. 58.96, which is pretty impressive, right? So we do have 55 compared to 48. Ah, man, that Mega is very, very strong here. And then if we do want to see the Shadow Garchomp with all ground moves, we have Mud Shot and Earth Power at 44.91, and then we have the regular Garchomp with Dragon Tail and Outrage at 42.3, which is still extremely strong, and the all ground regular Garchomp at 38.78. So now let's get into comparing it against other meta attackers. We're going to start off with ground, and then we'll get to dragon. The top ground attackers, number 1, Primal Groudon, with Mudshot and Precipice Blades at 58.15 in comparison to the Mega Garchomp at Mudshot and Earth Power at 50.59, followed closely by Shadow Garchomp, Shadow Excadrill, 44.16, and then the regular Groudon at 43.71. Then we have the Shadow Mamoswine with the high horsepower move that's new. We have the Earthquake on the Shadow Rhyperior, Mega Swampert, and then we have the Garchomp regular at the bottom as the first non-Shadow, non-Mega, non-legendary attacker in the game. So this Pokemon is extremely versatile. It is going to be the second strongest ground attacker in the game. It is also going to be a budget counter, which says something, which means you don't have to raid for this Pokemon to get the XL candy. You can get it just from playing the game in general. So that has a ton of value to it. So let's not overlook this, even though it's not quite as strong as the Primal Groudon by 8 points, which is quite significant. At the same time, this Pokemon is very, very powerful, and it is budget. Now let's check out the dragon. The top dragon overall, no surprise here, Mega Rayquaza, Dragon Tail, and Outrage at 59.87, followed closely by the Mega Garchomp with the same moveset at 55.41. Then we have Mega Salamence at 50.79, Black Kyurem, Shadow Salamence, 49.28, Shadow Garchomp, 48.96, Mega Latios, Shadow Dragonite, 47.8, and Mega Latias. So there is a 4-point differential with the Mega Rayquaza to the Mega Garchomp, but guys, once again, we are looking at something crazy different here because we're talking about premium XL candy, and for the Primal Groudon and the Mega Rayquaza, we're looking at premium Mega Energy. What do I mean by that is every single time you do a raid, you're only getting 80 Mega Energy coming out of the raid, when I don't know exactly if this is going to be it, but pretty much all the other Pokemon except these extremely valuable primals so far are going to give you around 250-ish per raid, so you pretty much can do 1 or 2 depending on what the Mega Evolution energy cost is, and you can get that energy evolved. And by getting it once, that means that you can keep evolving it over time for free and eventually getting to Mega Level 3 if you're not a huge pay-to-play player in Pokemon Go, which is totally fine, which makes these Pokemon very valuable because it's the second best in the ground and the second best in the dragon, and it's pretty impressive. So I am a full go on this Pokemon. I will be Mega Evolving multiple of them. I still have I'm a pay-to-play player, Mega Rayquaza, Primal Groudon, which I will be using above this Pokemon as a meta attacker, but at the same time, I still value this Pokemon, and I really value Mega Level 3 for this Pokemon, which can yield you increased XL candy for the typing, which is even better because now we have a ground and a dragon typing, which is very effective in events where you might find something like I referenced in the counter guide where we have the Drillbur, for instance, and then we also have a Axew or a Gibble spawning in the wild. You will be able to use this Pokemon as a Mega, and it will be able to get you exactly what you need. XL candy for both of those Pokemon using this unique combination types. So having multiple of these at Mega Level 3 is a very, very valuable thing. So from a meta attacker standpoint, I am a big go. I will be having at least 4 of these Pokemon at Mega Level 3 eventually. I am going to speed through 2 of them, so in 30 days I will have 2 of them all the way to Mega Level 3, and then over time I will get at least 4, potentially 6, depending on how much Mega Energy I do get for the day. And as all that takes is Mega Evolving them once, I put them into my folder, and as they go free every single day, I am just going to Mega Evolve them, and eventually they will get to Mega Level 3, which is an easy way to be able to be cheap, to be able to be efficient, and to be able to optimize your Mega Pokemon, especially Mega Level 3. So let's not stop here and let's check out the PvP rankings for this Pokemon. In the Great League, 549 for the Shadow and 582 for the non-Shadow. It's irrelevant here. In the Ultra League, 448 for the Shadow and 460 for the non-Shadow. Once again, irrelevant. And for the Master, 41 in the non-Shadow and 71 for the Shadow, with the moveset of Mudshot, Outrage, and Earth Power. So yes, it can be dual purposed here because the regular is even more powerful than is the Shadow because this Pokemon does not have a very strong quick attack coming off of it. It is more based on charging faster with that Mudshot and getting one of these really 2 strong moves off in Pokemon Go. So this Pokemon, love it. Highly encourage you guys Mega Raid for it and use it as that budget Mega if you don't want to pay for that premium, legendary, primal, and Mega Energy in Pokemon Go. Thank you guys for being here as always to all of my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.